Good morning. Cherise here with Potter Palace 509, and I'm just coming on to kind of talk with you about what's going on. I've been planning a trip for the last couple of months. Originally, I was going to go down into Idaho to the Sawtooth and then kind of make my way down into Wyoming and hit the Tetons. But after thinking, I would really like my husband to be with me to do those things and see those places together. Our plan is that when he retires, we start traveling and go and see all the places that we want to see. And since this is going to be a solo trip, just me and Poppy, I just thought, well, maybe I'll change my mind and wait to do those things with him. So that's what I did. So I'm going to stay in Washington, the state that I live in, and I haven't seen my best girlfriend for over a year, which is way too long. We talk to each other at least twice a month. On Sundays, we usually have a Sunday coffee chat. So I'm going to stay in Washington, and I'm leaving. I work today and tomorrow, and then I have Thursday, Friday off, and then I'm off until I have to go back to work on Wednesday the 9th of September. So I'm going to leave on Friday morning, and I'm going to head up to the North Cascades, which, fingers crossed, I'm kind of bummed because I didn't check the fire map until after I had made my reservations and everything for the campground I'm going to stay in, and there's fires all over. I do think that I am going to be up a little bit further, so hopefully I won't be around a bunch of smoke and stuff, because that was kind of my thing. We've already had our fire season here in Spokane. Things are still on fire, and so I wanted to get away from the smoke. But anywho, so I'm gonna be leaving Friday morning, going up, staying somewhere probably around like Winthrop for the night, and then I'm gonna hit the North Cascades up there, and I'm gonna stay at a campground and I got a backpacking permit for 2 nights in the backcountry, and Poppy and I are gonna go and do our first ever solo backpacking trip. I have been planning a backpacking trip for over 3 years, so I've been collecting my stuff, and I do a lot of car camping and I do a lot of hiking, and so I've used my stove, I've used my Sawyer water filter and all that stuff already, so it's not really new to me. So I'm really excited. I'm a little apprehensive, a little nervous, a little scared, all the things, right? But the trail that I picked is only 2 miles in. It does go further, so that's why I got 2 nights, so then like the second day we can kind of explore and hike more. It isn't in the national park, so I can have Poppy with me up to a certain to the park boundary. I think I'll be in a recreation area up until it hits the national park boundary, and then from that point on, no dogs are allowed unless you're hiking the PCT, which I'm not. So that's the thing. So I wanted my hike to be very, very easy, to be easy miles, to be cruisy trail. I didn't want to have to worry about my car being left at a trailhead. So the trail that I'm doing is the trailhead is inside a campground. So I reserved this campground for 4 days. So I'll get there Sunday, pick up my permit on Saturday, get there on Sunday, have Sunday. Monday I'm hiking in. I'll be in the backcountry Monday night and Tuesday night, and then Wednesday I'm gonna hike back out, and I have that night at the campground to just rest and relax, recuperate, whatever. Poppy and I, the furthest we've ever hiked has been almost 6 miles in a day trip, so this will be nothing for her. She'll be totally okay to do it. So yeah, I'm really excited. So on Sunday, so then when I get back on Wednesday, then Thursday I'll be leaving that area, and then no barking, no bark. Good girl, no bark. Good girl. And then I'll be heading over to the coast, and then I'm going to stay, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's a first come first serve site, and so fingers crossed I'll be able to get a spot. But I'm going to go over to the coast and camp at a campground along the ocean for 2 nights. So that'll be Thursday, and Friday, and then Saturday, and then during this time too, when I'm there, I'll be exploring the North Cascades National Park, and I'll be doing some other stuff. And then on Saturday, I'm going to head over to Olympia, and I'm going to stay with my very best girlfriend, Michelle, from Saturday on through Labor Day, and then I'm going home on Tuesday, the day after Labor Day, the 8th. And then I'll be coming home, and then I have to get back to work on Wednesday. So that's all the stuff that's happening. It is going to be considerably colder where I'm going than where I'm at right now. It's up into the 90s here. So I have to think about that. So I have to take all my stuff. So it's just a little bit overwhelming because I'm trying to pack for like a 12-day car camping trip and then also a 2-night overnight backpacking trip. So a lot of those things go hand in hand. They're universal for car camping and backpacking. Like I use my camp stove. I use water filter if I run out of water and I need water when I'm camping. I usually always try to camp by water because especially when it's hot out. So so I always have water if I need it, but B, Poppy gets hot pretty easy, so she likes to cool herself. She likes to get into the water and cool off. So that's kind of always a thing for her. She definitely, when we hike, she definitely leads the pace. She sets the tone. If we want to stop and have breaks, we can. All the things for her to be able to enjoy her hike and have fun out there with me. She's my little shadow. She will do anything I ask her to because we have built an immense amount of trust between the two of us. She's been out on trail with me since she was 4 months old, not necessarily hiking that distance. It's not good for their joints, but being out, being exposed, being on leash, being tethered to me because I use a hands-free leashing system with her on trail. And so she has had to learn commands, wait, slow down, don't pull, because she could hurt me if she can't listen and pay attention on trail when we're hiking together. So she definitely is my first priority. So I have all her stuff and my stuff. It adds extra weight. I don't care. I'm not going to leave her behind. I have known a lot of people who kind of lift their eyebrows or kind of like, what? When I say I'm taking my Boston Terrier hiking and backpacking and stuff with me, because these dogs are brachial breeds and they're known for being kind of a companion breed. They're not a working breed, things like that. But I asked my vet, and when I got her and told him the kind of lifestyle that I live and that we're very active, we're camp, we hike, we do all the things, and my concerns, he did tell me that she needed a surgery. And I didn't have to do it if I didn't want to, but it would make her quality of life better. So she had her nose was really scrolled shut. It wasn't very open. So they kind of rotor-rooted her nose and opened her nose, and then cut her palate a little so that she could breathe better. So she did have that done. And with these dogs, as long as you're listening to your dog and you're paying attention to what her cues and her being tired or wanting to rest or whatever, she's totally fine. The only thing that I do need to keep in mind when I hike with her is high elevation. I probably couldn't be doing any 14ers or any crazy elevation hiking with her, because then she would have a really hard time just with the thinness of the air, and so that, and because she's a smush face, so that wouldn't be good for her. But I'm not there yet. I don't know if I'll ever be there yet as far as backpacking. So what we do is totally safe for her. So no concerns there with her. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm really excited. I did get some really cool fun stuff for this trip specifically. I got a fridge for my car because I'm tired of having to deal with a cooler and ice and all those things. I'm sorry about the noise. And so that's really cool and it's awesome. I love it. And I'm super happy I got it. I hate dealing with the water, and I'm an ice person, so I like to have ice in my iced coffee. I want ice in my drinks. I want ice cold water, things like that. So this is going to work out really great, and it was really reasonable. And it cools down really fast. It has a fridge component and a freezer compartment, so I can have ice and popsicles if I want, and frozen treats for Poppy when it's hot out. and stuff like that. So I'm excited about that. And then I did get myself a cool little fun camp stove. It takes butane or propane, but the cool thing that it came with a flat top like griddle on it. We use a Blackstone a lot when we camp, but the Blackstone that we have for travel is even, excuse me, it's, you know, quite big. It's large and it's excessive for what I need it for. So I did get that. And then my husband just gave my car an oil change, so we're all good there. And yeah, so I'm just really excited. The other cool thing I got was I got a battery that I can attach to my GoPro while I'm using my GoPro. So I'm excited to try to get some cool night star mapping shots, or like a time lapse of the night sky. So that's, fingers crossed, something that I'm hoping that I will be able to do. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on. I'm really excited. Of course, I'm going to take you guys along with me as much as I can. I'm sure it'll be an experience. I'm trying to get better about filming and about filming like the processes of the, you know, befores, afters, all of those things. I am very new to this, and I kind of do it just for my own personal stuff, so that I can watch videos from my past experiences, relive those in memories, have memories for my kids to be able to go and watch, and my granddaughter, and see things like that. I'm not necessarily on any kind of social media really right now other than YouTube, so it's nice too for friends and family who I'm not on Facebook or Instagram, so they don't really they don't see my stuff. So it's a good way for them to kind of go and catch up and see what I've been doing. So, but I would like to get better about my videos. Right now I'm just using my phone, and I use my GoPro app, the media app, and then I transfer stuff onto iMovie, and I edit from iMovie and stuff. So I have noticed on my YouTube videos that sometimes the sound is wonky, or like the sound isn't playing when it's supposed to, and I don't really know how to work around that at this point. Obviously, the more my channel grows, if it does, and the more I start to get better about videos and editing and stuff, you know, eventually I probably will have to get a nicer system. I'm really kicking myself. Last year my husband told me for Christmas that we could get a camera with his bonus, and for whatever reason in that moment I was like, oh no, that's fine. And I have kicked myself ever since. I really was kicking myself the other day when I got some really cool shots of some hawks, and I was like, if I only had a good camera. So this season I told him that this year, for when he gets his bonus, that yes, I'm going to take, you know, $600 or $700 of that and get myself a really nice camera. So, and I'm probably going to have to get a new laptop here soon. My MacBook is at full capacity of storage. Every few months I have to go in there and delete a bunch of stuff out. I can't use it to edit videos because I don't have enough storage. I need to just get an external hard drive, but I also now, like, I don't have enough storage or whatever to update to the newest operating system, so I'm running into issues with that. So anyway, so that's all the technology stuff that, you know, so just bear with me in my videos. I'm sorry that if they're crappy or sketchy or you can't hear very well or whatever. I'm working on it. Most YouTubers start out doing this just to document their travels and for them personally, and then it turns into a channel because they grow. So anyway, I hope you guys have a really great Tuesday. I am going to be heading to work, and I'm very excited for my trip. So we'll see you on Friday. I might come back and show you my fridge and a few other stuff this evening or something, but we'll see.